breaking the power of limitation. You cannot walk in the power of God can. Listen to me. You cannot walk in the power of God can if you walk in disobedience. He said, we'll read that part again. Because of these things, the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience, or the children of disobedience, King James says, in which you yourself once walked when you lived in them. He said it, and so you can plainly see, he's saying you don't need to walk in these because you did walk in these before. You did walk, at one time you did walk in these things. And you're supposed to not walk in these things now. You're supposed to put them to death. Look at this. Now, he don't stop right there. Now, these things I want you to look at, though. He said, these things you need to put to death. But now there's some things coming up that you just need to put off. He said. Verse 8. But now you yourself are to put off all these. Paul said these other things need to be killed out because they work idolatry. But these things you need to put off. You need to put these things off. Anger. Oh boy.
Amen.
Oh boy. You see, that anger disrupts. Anger will cause you to say something or do something that you didn't mean to do or you didn't mean to say. It's against your character. You know, this is what's so hard. Do you not understand that when we do these things, we have to work to do them? Because it's actually against our character now. If you can do this easy, something's wrong. Because it's against your character. My wife will tell you, and you wouldn't know this about me, but she can tell you, if anybody had a temper, buddy, I would rather knock you down than look at you. Now, you can believe it or not, and I did most of the time. She'll tell you. Come in beat up, saved. Saved and couldn't stand anybody. But the moment of the baptism of the Holy Ghost, I'm not supposed to say that, I'm sorry. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The moment that He baptized me, every bit of that left. I put it down. Every once in a while it'll try to raise itself back up a little bit, but it don't get very far. Because the love of Christ is so strong now. But she'll tell you, buddy, just about every night I'd come in and I'd either be beat up or somebody would be beat up. Didn't like people. I didn't want around people. Now I don't like to go anywhere where there's not anybody. Because I love people so much. You see. But this is something we have to put off. There's times we need help putting it off. But that's what Christ is here for. You see, that's what He's here for. Look at this right here. We're talking about breaking the power of limitations off of our life. You can't bless somebody if you don't like them. You can't walk in the power of God can with limitations on your life. Just don't work. Wrath. Uncontrollable anger. It's where when you come to the place, it's just out of control. But Paul says you can put it off. You can put it off. I think that's great. I've walked in it. I think that's great. That's great news to me. Because now, when people do things against me, I can still love them. They've got the problem now, not me, see? You see? You can hurt me today, but I'll love you today. It's just a God thing. Don't have nothing to do with mine. It's when He appears. When it's no more mine, but it's Christ. When He appears, oh, you see, I can walk in no limitations. Let's look at this. Malice, blasphemy, filthy language. Put it aside. Put it aside. I had one of my dearest friends, elder in a Baptist church. He's passed away now. He was one of my bosses. But it really bothered him if he cussed in front of me. He'd slip up every now and then and he'd say something. And he'd say, "Brother, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to do that, but everybody does it every now and then." I said, "I don't buy that." I said, "I'm not trying to bring condemnation to you, but you can put that down. If it's not a part of your vocabulary, it won't come out. If you don't listen to it, things can only come in through your eyes and your ears, you see, and what you're around. So if you don't let it in, it'll finally get to where it's not a part in you. Something comes out that you're used to hearing, you see. You just haven't put that to death yet. You just haven't put it off. It don't mean, and I'm not judging a person by that. Paul's not judging a person. He's trying to say, to walk in without limitations, you have to put these things off, though. You see, let me give you an example. You can't walk in the power of the gifts of the Spirit and have cussed before you come into church, and then you're going to lay hands on somebody for healing. You see, you brought limitation of power upon you out there, so it won't work in here. But now, if you paid the price to walk out there like you're going to walk in here, then lay hands on me. Because